Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the June 12th of 2018 edition of Our City. We're with you live right here in the Muscatine City Hall in the Mayor's office, and we have some exciting guests coming up tonight. We have John DeBeat with the Muscatine Sister Cities, as well as he's also a member of the International Sister Cities Board. And we also have Amy Fortenbacher with the city working for Muscabus, and they'll be coming up here soon. Right before we get started with that, though, I would like to highlight something that's been going on this week. This is National Garden Week, and I had an opportunity on Saturday to go out and meet with these lovely ladies, and they are Sandra Wales, Mary Wellington, Janet Cardux, and Kathleen Green, and they sat out at Hy-Vee all morning on Saturday, and they gave out these little starters, and mine was the butterfly garden. They gave out some herbs, they gave out some vegetable plants, some flowers, and really nice. And I actually did a proclamation for them on Thursday that I'd like to share with you. Whereas gardeners have a passion for nurturing the beauty and resources of the earth through the planting of seeds, the care of all plants, and the riches of their efforts. And whereas gardeners seek to add beauty, splendor, fragrance, and nutrition to our lives through the growing of herbs, vegetables, foliage, and flowers. And whereas gardeners work to preserve our nation's traditional spirit of independence and initiative through innovation and hard work. And whereas gardeners advocate the importance of all creatures, large and small, that share our world and their roles in a balanced and productive ecology. And whereas gardening furnishes a challenging and productive activity for our citizens, for those just learning as well as those having years of experience. And whereas gardening promotes a healthy lifestyle that lasts a lifetime, helps reduce stress from other areas of our life, teaches that rewards can come from diligent efforts, and whereas gardening enables members of the garden clubs across the nation and the world to make a world of difference in the communities where they reside and work. Now therefore be it resolved that in an effort to acknowledge the importance of gardening and the numerous contributions of gardeners, we are designating June 30th or June 3rd through 9th of 2018 as National Garden Week. And really, you know what? We had Mrs. Wales came and talked to us at the council meeting last Thursday. Our garden club here in Muscatine does a variety of things all around that we don't even notice, but we sure do thank them for doing. And we're going to go ahead and get started with our very first guest. We have John DeBeat with us. Oh, John, besides being an instructor at MCC, and boy, how many years have you been there?
23 years, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
23. Yeah. I know you taught some of our girls.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So besides that, you've been a board member and actually chair of the Muscatine Sister Cities for quite some time.
It's true, Mayor. First of all, thanks for having me
on your
show. And Sister City in general and its mission is very dear to my heart. So I got involved a long time ago with Sister City locally here in Muscatine, and a couple of years ago at the national level in Washington, D.C.
Oh, how exciting, the things that you've got to experience.
It is a great experience. I was telling people, you know, it's especially the time I started to serve on Sister City International in D.C., it opens a lot of doors for me. I get to meet a lot of officials here in the United States, whether we are talking about ambassadors to different countries, or even meetings at State Department, or even different officials from different countries. For example, one day I had a meeting with the Prime Minister of the country Guyana, and a week before that I had a meeting with the foreign minister of a different country. So it did open a lot of doors.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you've brought several people from other countries in here to the mayor's office to meet me, and I've been so pleased to be able to do that.
It is very important when we receive any delegation here in in Muscatine to bring them to the city and meet with the mayor and city council members and so on, because that is very important step in any delegations that when we go and visit or when they come and visit us. And thanks for always welcoming them and receiving them.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
So how many sister cities does Muscatine have?
That's a good question, Mayor. We do have a number of sister cities in different countries, but a couple cities are considered inactive right now.
Okay.
But overall, we have 7 cities in basically in 6 countries. If we want to talk about the active,
okay, the active ones. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
So what kind of things do the regular people in Muscatine that aren't active in the world of the Muscatine sister cities, or certainly politically, what kind of things do we need or want the people at home to know?
Well, I think the first thing is that when people get engaged with sister city, whether here in Muscatine or anywhere, in the United States, across the world, first of all, they are saying that I'm becoming a citizen diplomat. And for me, this is one of the best titles that you can carry with you as a human being, as someone who likes to extend yourself to people in other nations, in other countries, and get to know them and they get to know you. So that is by itself, it has a big value. Obviously, you know, the ability to meet people from other culture, the ability to learn about their culture, the ability to be part of a delegation and go and visit, for example, any of our sister cities is also unmatchable too, because those are all opportunities that can be available for anybody in Muscatine.
Sure.
Yeah.
I know I was recently invited to go to Poland because our sister city over there is having a big festival, and I wasn't able to go, but I asked Councilman Oz Malcolm, and he's leaving tonight, isn't he?
Yes, I had lunch with the councilman today and his Nikki, his wife, and we had a great talk, as a matter of fact, about his trip. He will be leaving tonight to Chicago, and tomorrow he will be flying to Poland and spending 4 or 5 days participating and representing the city of Muscatine in their celebration of 800 years from the city of Łomża.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
It's a big thing.
Yes, it certainly is. Yeah. Well, I know you sent some pictures over, and I think Ryan's been putting a few of them up. But do you want to share with us what some of these are?
Yeah, this is, for example, one of the pictures. Every year, Sister City put together a social gathering around Christmas, around the holiday.
Yes.
And this is just this past year, some of our Sister Cities members and long-term members, and very supportive of the mission of the organization. So you see that at the house of Deb and Steve. Okay. So we had great time. We went there. We had great time. We share food together. We talk. We share stories about our travels and so on. And as you see here, it's a great, fine group of people that takes Sister City mission very seriously. Yeah.
Very nice. And I know there were some other pictures there of you with some people from other countries.
Yes.
Can you share with us who some of those were?
Yeah, and those, like for example, this particular picture that the viewers are looking at is with my colleague and my friend who is in the middle of this picture, who is the president of Chicago Sister Cities International. And he used to serve with me on Sister City International Board of Directors. Okay. So we went and visited him in Chicago, and the other person in this picture is Dr. Loiza Halul, who is the head of the public relations from the governorate of Bethlehem in Palestine. Oh. So he visited the city of Muscatine and spent 4 months with us, going through certain coursework in citizen diplomacy and language training and so on. So as part of his program while he was here is to visit other sister cities, and that was that picture.
Very good. Yeah. Very good. Yeah. You know, I was with you, we've been to International Friendship Park a couple of times. Yes. So that started by Muscatine Sister Cities? I know Linda Malloy was involved in some of that.
Yes.
Can you tell us how that got started?
Yes. In 2013, when a delegation of 5 of us visited our sister city, Ramallah. And when we were there, we opened like an art exhibit there, and the city of Ramallah decided to have the art exhibit at what they call their Garden of Nations. So we got the idea that, wow, it would be really nice to have something similar, or at least something like that in the city of Muscatine. So we decided to approach the city council and ask for, if possible, for a small piece of land that the city owns that can be used to turn into a park. And the council and the city were very gracious to us, and they basically said to Sister City, you can use this piece of land, and we basically turn it into International Friendship Park. It's becoming really a very nice corner on 8th and Cedar. The benches are dedicated in memory of certain, what I call supporters of Sister City, of Muscatine here. And we had that celebration when we dedicated the park. It was a group effort in which, for example, Muscatine Power and Water donated the pole that we use in the middle of that park. And it was a lot of work with, as you said, Linda Malloy, Dan Clark. I'm afraid to miss any name.
I know,
here.
that's
Sharon Savage,
yes,
Pam
yes.
Savage, and so on.
I think we have a picture of the bench being dedicated that we did to former Mayor Dick O'Brien.
Yes, I think one of the pictures will show that when Sister City decided to dedicate that bench in honor of Mayor O'Brien for his support, obviously, for Muscatine Sister Cities. So Sister City as an organization is a very important organization in every community, because Sister City builds bridges of understanding and peace among nations, among people of different heritage, among different groups and so on. So we are very proud of this organization here in Muscatine.
Very good.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want us to know, John? I know you've got to scoot off to teach a class at MCC, but we really wanted to hear anything current going on.
Yeah, I think it's important for the city of Muscatine and the citizens of Muscatine to get more involved, to be a welcoming again to any delegations that we receive here at our city. It's a mutual respect issue, so they come here to learn about us, and we go and visit them to learn about them. So that is very important relationship. Obviously, you know, like working and serving on Sister City International in Washington, D.C., as I mentioned before, opened a lot of doors for me and even for us in Muscatine, because now a lot of people on the national and international level are hearing the name of the city of Muscatine
they are.
A lot. So that's a neat thing to be part of.
It definitely is.
With.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I know one way that I keep up with what's going on with Muscatine Sister Cities is the Facebook page.
Yes.
So it's just Muscatine Sister Cities Incorporated, I believe?
Yeah, if anybody would like to visit that page, they just on Facebook they can type Muscatine Sister Cities Inc., which is
yes, I was thinking that's what it was.
Yeah, and they can be there on that page.
And then if they just like it, they'll be able to keep up to date.
We love to have many people to like that page.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, John.
It's my pleasure,
Thanks
Maya,
for coming tonight.
Thanks
we'll have
for
you
your
back
support.
again, and when something is coming up, when you're having guests come from other sister cities to visit, please give me a heads up and we'll get you back on here so that we can hear all about it.
Our pleasure, and thanks for your support, Mayor.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Well, I'd like to talk to you about something else that's going on this week now. This is Member Appreciation Week at the Muscatine Community. Why? And that's because we just went through the expansion And so with the expansion, you're going to see, that we have different stuff going on each day. And so Monday, the 11th, we actually started this, and we did the teen group gave out popcorn and different things like that. And then Tuesday, which is today, there was actually breakfast in the lobby, and tons of folks came, had donuts and bagels, and sat and visited with one another. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we're going to give some awards to members who have visited the most during our construction time. I was just talking this morning. We had a couple of different groups of people. Some groups during all of the construction just came and worked out business as usual. Some people came more often because they wanted to see what was going on. And other people just kind of stayed away till all of the construction was done, which it now is. They're finishing up a couple of punch lists that'll be done tomorrow. And other than that, we are going to be just right on board. So Thursday, the 14th, is the teen groups will be once again giving away some giveaways and some popcorn in the lobby. And then all of the chamber members are welcome to come from 5 to 7 on Thursday evening for business after hours. Of course, all week you can stop off at the Y and see all of the different changes that have been happening. You can have a tour. You can see this is the front desk here going on. Do we have some pictures that you can pull up of the expansion that we are just getting ready to open with our grand reopening? We should have a couple, and if we don't, we can always have you stop on out to the Y and see it for yourself. So why don't we just go ahead and skip with those pictures and get on to our first guest. Or our second guest. We have Amy Fortenbacher, and thank you so much for coming, Amy.
Thank you for having me.
So Amy, your exact title is, you're the Director of Transportation?
I'm the Transit Supervisor.
Supervisor,
yes,
okay.
For Muscatine, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, one reason that I called you that I really was wanting to have you on here is I think it is such a gift that the city gives to the community to provide free bus rides for any child up to the age of 18 all summer long.
Yeah, we're excited to do that. We usually have a pretty good response in the summer from kids riding. So yeah, anybody that is kindergarten to 12th grade, if they just graduated, we'll let them still ride the bus as well.
Sure.
So it's all the route buses, which go from 6:30 in the morning till 5 in the evening.
How many different routes are there?
We have 4 different routes. We have them color coded.
Okay.
So we have the blue route, which it'll go to the south end of town every hour, and then the opposite time. So it takes a 30-minute route.
Loop. Okay.
Yeah, or loop. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And then it'll go to the north end of town the opposite time. And then we have a red route that starts. All the routes start at City Hall, but it goes from City Hall kind of around to the east side of town to like Happy Joe's, and then down to the hospital, and then back down to City Hall.
Okay.
And so we also have the yellow route, which does the west end of town. And then we have the green route, which it starts at the mall, and then it goes around to Walmart, it goes to All Steel, Farm and Fleet, Menards, it'll go to Culver's. Yeah, all around the area.
Does it go to the new urgent care out there?
Yes, it does. Yeah,
good.
and it also will go to Ripley's too.
Oh, wow.
You have to call if you're at Ripley's and you need a bus. It won't automatically come there, but if you request it, then they'll go there. So, yes.
So I'm counting 4.
Yeah, right.
All right,
There's
that's
4 routes.
4.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then at night there's 2 buses, the JARC bus, and what was the other one
The
called?
other one is New Freedom.
New Freedom. Can
Yes.
you tell us what the difference is?
Sure, yep. The JARC bus is for people that are going to and from work. We'll also put other people on there to fill up the empty spaces. But it runs Monday through Saturday actually, from 5:30 to midnight. So anybody that needs picked up from work and taken home or needs to go to work, we will do that. But then after 2 o'clock, we'll let people call in, and fill up the empty spots if they need to run to Walmart or, whatever they need to do.
Okay.
We can put them on there. You do need to call in advance. You can't just call that night
Sure.
and have the driver pick you up. So you just have to call before 5.
For the JARC bus?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the New Freedom bus is for people that need to run errands or go to the movie, go shopping, whatever. And that's just on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And that's from
2 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. 5:30 to 9:30.
Okay.
Service.
And do you call ahead for that one too?
Yes, it's the same thing, except you can call like a week ahead. To wait till 2 o'clock.
Okay.
So
So the JARC bus and the New Freedom bus, those are door to door. They don't go to the bus stops.
Right, exactly. Yeah, the bus stops are just for the route service.
So then is there a different price point for those?
Yes, so the route buses are $1 each for during the summer.
Each way?
Right, each
Okay.
way. Anybody
Each way, each
over
person?
18. Yes.
Okay.
Right, yeah. And then for the shuttle service, so, JARC New Freedom, it's $2 each way per person.
Okay.
And we do not do free rides on the shuttle service for kids in the
Okay.
summer. So we also have the shuttle service during the day, which is similar to the JARC and New Freedom, but that one is specifically for people that are disabled in some way or over 65. So we have
I think my mom uses that one because
Okay.
they still pick her up door to door.
Sure, yes.
But
yes.
it's during the day.
Yes.
Is that what they used to call dial-a-ride?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah, and that one we do ask that people call a day in advance. It usually fills up pretty fast, so that's why if you were to call that day, we really couldn't get you in.
So that's like if you had a specific doctor appointment
Yes.
set up and you needed to get picked up and taken to the doctor. and then-
Right.
okay.
But if you need to go shopping, you need to get your hair done, anything like that,
Sure.
you can do that as long as you meet the criteria
Sure.
of.
And how do
those
you
two.
know when to pick them up to bring them
So
back?
if it's a doctor's appointment and they don't know, how long it's going to take,
Sure.
we do something we call a will call. So then you will just call in to our dispatchers and tell them you're finished with your appointment. And then after that, they will send a bus to pick you up.
Okay.
So it does, sometimes you have to wait a little bit because they might be pretty busy picking
Sure.
up other people, but they will
They'll
definitely
get
get you as soon as they can. Yes.
So those buses, or are they all, have that lift where you can go on them with the wheelchair, the walker? Or how does that
Yes.
work?
So all of our
All of them?
buses, yes, have lifts.
Okay.
So they're all ADA compliant. So there would never be an issue not, being able to board the bus. For the route buses, we don't necessarily like to use them because it slows down the route. They're on a schedule.
They're on a schedule.
So if somebody were to want to ride the route system that they either have a wheelchair or they just can't get up the steps, we will call a shuttle to have them assist.
Okay.
But it sometimes they have to wait a while because
Sure.
that's not a scheduled pickup. We have to find somebody to be able to go and pick them up.
So it's not just
So-
that it's their preference to be door to door, but it actually
Yeah.
helps you
Right.
to keep the
yes.
rest of your buses on schedule.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Very
And
good.
we would like to help people that, if they are having a hard time even getting to the bus stop, we'd much rather just pick them up at their home
Oh, sure.
and take them to where they need
Sure.
to go. So, yeah.
So what other kinds of things do we need to know about with the buses? How many drivers do we have?
Okay, so we have 22 drivers,
Uh-huh.
and they all do everything.
Oh, they
so
do?
They'll drive a certain route for 3 weeks, and then they'll do the next route, and then they all do the shuttle service as well. They don't usually do the night service. We have 2 specific drivers that do the
Okay.
night service, but they can if they need to. And then we have 2 dispatchers that are in the office. And so our dispatch hours are from 6:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. So if you need to call in, you need to get a ride or schedule a ride, those are the hours you can call.
Okay, good.
So,
Good. Well, I know one thing that somebody had asked was if they can count on if they get a job. It's not like you have to be there on time.
Right.
So can they count on if they got a job lining up like the JARC bus that they would be to work every shift on time? Is that
yes
something they can bank on?
Yes, what they could do is they could call and make an appointment with the dispatcher, and if it's something that they're going to, like they have a set schedule where it's Monday through Friday or Monday, Wednesday, whatever it is, we can schedule where they're picked up every night at the same time and taken to work.
Good.
So we usually have quite a few other people that we have to pick up, so it may be that they'll have to pick up 3 other people on their way to work, but we try to make it so they're scheduled in plenty of time.
Okay.
You know, so they might have to leave a half hour early.
Leave early, but they can at least count on being to work on time.
Right.
That's
yes,
great.
Exactly.
That is so great, because you don't always have that flexibility, and to be able to count on being there on time, that's great.
Right, yeah.
So do you keep track of how many people ride the bus? Do we have a lot of people in our community that use the bus?
We do keep track, and usually for a month we'll have about close to 10,000 people that ride the route bus.
In 1 month? Oh
yes,
my goodness.
Yeah. So that's great, yeah.
Yes, that's a lot.
So in the summer it'll usually go up another 1,000 to 2,000 people a month.
Wow.
So, and then for our shuttle service we usually have about 3,500 people that ride in the month. So, and that's pretty good, you know, for going to their door. Usually it's one person at a time that we have on the bus and taking them to where they need to go.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you always looking for bus drivers?
We are always looking for bus drivers. A lot of our bus drivers have retired from a career that they were at for like 30 years, and so they're just looking for a part-time position.
Sure.
And so we always are taking applications. If someone is interested in being a bus driver, they can fill out an application at City Hall here by your office.
Okay.
Or they can go online to the city website and fill out an application.
Do they need any special skills?
Well, we do. They will have to get a CDL.
Okay.
So if they do not have one, we do provide training for that, and then we do use our bus to take the CDL test.
Oh, so they can use the bus to take the test.
Yes.
Okay.
And we help them with that. We help them learn how to drive the bus.
Sure.
So
sure.
It's not too scary.
Oh, sure.
And then, of course, you would want to be a good people person because you're dealing with the public. On all your shifts.
Good customer service works for any job.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's right.
And being patient and
yeah, that's right.
So that's the qualities that we look for. So,
is there anything else that we need to know?
Right now, we're going to try this summer. We haven't done it before, but we're going to try having our blue route go to the pool, which is a new thing. And so it would just be once an hour. So at the top of the hour, we'd start at 11 o'clock would be the earliest because the pool doesn't open till noon. And so then we'll go until 5 o'clock would be, till 4 o'clock would be the last time that we would go there.
Okay.
But if somebody's at the pool and they need a ride home, they can call Muscabus, and we will send the blue route there to pick them up. Or if they're here at City Hall and they'd like to get to the pool, they can just get on the bus and tell the driver that that's where they'd like to go.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
You know, and I know there's some kind of a program where they have pool passes for lower income families.
Okay.
And so if they can ride the bus free and then be able to enter the pool at a reduced cost, I mean, how nice is that for the families in our community?
Exactly. They
It
can
really
get
is.
out
All of
and-
us working together. Yep. Make a nice summer for the kids. Well, thank you so much for coming. If there's anything new coming up, please give me a heads up so we can get you back on here to share it with the folks. I know there's been some new bus stop shelters this year that have went up.
Not yet, no.
Or they're going to.
We would like that,
I know there's one at the Y that wasn't there before.
Well,
moved.
We moved it. It was across the street,
Yes.
and so our route changed, and so we had to move it to the other side so that people are getting on the bus on the
Right
sidewalk
side. Yes. Because I thought, well, that was over like at Cedar Park, Cedar Hills, and now it's at the Y.
Right.
So
Yes.
that way they can just enter right on the bus there
Right. Yeah, it's much safer.
instead of crossing the street.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we're hoping for some new shelters in other
Yes,
places.
we're hoping that the budget will allow that.
Yes,
Hopefully in the
yes.
next couple years.
Hope so.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate all the service to the community, and certainly the parents and the children and the workers. You know,
Yeah.
to be able to have a job and get there every day on time, that's really a big help to families.
Well,
So,
thank you, and we're
thank
happy
you.
to provide the service.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Well, the last thing we'd like to talk about is we have some dates coming up that we wanted to share. And certainly we wanted to talk about our guests that are coming up next week is Nicole Sorgenfrey, and she is like Amy Fortenbacher, doing stuff with the children this summer. So United Way actually has been in charge for the last few years of the summer lunch sites. And besides being able to ride free on the bus all summer, children can also go to a variety of sites in the community and have free breakfast and lunch served to them. What a blessing for our community. She's going to share everything we need to know about that. And then we also have a treat. We have one of our newer councilmen, Kelsey Brackett. He's going to come and talk about the Soapbox Derby. He and Brian Steinman, our Public Works Director, are really kicking off the Soapbox Derby again, and they've been organizing that and working really hard. And one new change for that is it's free to enter now. They had started out thinking there was going to be a cost, and we certainly don't want anybody to not participate because of our cost barrier. And so the Soapbox Derby is going to happen on the 4th of July, and it's going to be really exciting. So I know they also have a website that you can check out anything you want to know, but Kelsey will be here next week and talk to us all about that. So we wanted to remind you that we do have a council meeting this Thursday. As you know, our Muscatine City Council meetings are the first 3 Thursdays of each month. The first and third Thursday are the regular council meetings, and the second Thursday of each month is what they call an in-depth meeting. What that means is we dispense with some of the formalities. We don't have the Pledge of Allegiance. We don't have a lot of input from the audience, but we do learn more about specific topics by having a presenter come, and it really helps keep us all informed, as well as the folks at home and anybody who would come to the meeting to catch up on whatever topic it is. So the agenda for Thursday night's meeting, of course, it'll be an in-depth, and that should be out very soon, and we can see what we're going to learn about on this Thursday night. You're always welcome to come to a council meeting. It is shown on Channel 2, and then throughout the week you can catch it on Channel 2 also. This show, Our City, is shown live on Facebook and YouTube as it's happening, and then it is replayed on Channel 9 throughout the week, and you can catch it then, as well as just going on YouTube or some of the Facebook pages. So we are really enjoying bringing Our City live to you and showing you and talking to you and sharing with you the business of our community and making sure that we're all on the same page and we know all of the wonderful things that our community has to offer. So thank you for joining us. We hope to see you next week. And if you have any suggestions for shows or questions, please go on our Facebook page, Our City, and or email us at ourcity@muscatineiowa.gov. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week.
Our City with Mayor Diana Broderson replays on MPW Channel 9, Wednesday at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. and Thursday at 7 a.m. Of course, we're live every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. on Facebook. Email us at ourcity@muscatineiowa.gov.